Hi everyone, I wanted to make a short video presentation of this deck that I just bought. It's a Lenormand deck. I am not a Lenormand reader. In fact, I'm not even particularly drawn to Lenormand cards, but I found that it looked at me from the window of a secondhand bookstore and I had to have it. It was just €5 or so. So it's actually a really old book. I think the first version of it was published in the early 90s. This version is from the early 2000s. And it came as a set with this lovely little deck, which is actually the thing that I wanted to buy. I don't particularly care for the book. Obviously, it's a book in German. Wahrsagen mit Karten means fortune telling with cards of Madame Lenormand or Lenormand. And it was written by Bernd A. Mertz. So why do I say that I don't care very much for the book? There is nothing really very wrong about it. As you can see, it's in German. It explains, it goes on about Lenormand herself, even though she didn't have much to do with the deck. It explains the cards. And for my liking, he goes a bit too much into the psychology of it. He tries to psychologize everything. I think it's really a pity. And sometimes he gives very weird meanings for the cards. One thing that I've noticed that is actually very cool is that among the other spreads, he of course talks about the große Tafel or grand tableau, but he talks about it in this 6x6 format, which is not as common as the 4x8 plus 4 or the 9x4. And yeah, the only reason I bought the set was for the deck, which is very old. I think it was from again, a reproduction from the early 90s, I believe. At least it looks very old. And look at this. The back of the cards is completely white, blank, like in really old decks. The feel of the cards is a bit like if you have one of those earlier editions of the Crowley deck. It's kind of like that, rather thick and clearly very resistant. So now we're going to go through the deck. Oh, and by the way, you can buy it rather easily online. You can find it as a set. It is really inexpensive. So if you want to buy it, go for it. My hunch is that somebody actually bought it online and then didn't know what to do with it and just sold it to this little bookshop. So let's have a look at the cards. Here we have the rider, the clover, the ship, the house, the tree. And as you can see, the playing cards are all in black and white, so the hearts are not red. The clouds, if I have to be honest, these don't really look like clouds, but we all know that the king of clubs is the clouds, so it's fine. The snake, the coffin, the flowers or the bouquet or whatever, the scythe, the whip, the birds, which is actually just one bird, the child, the fox, the bear, the stars, which once again is just one star. The symbol is very clear. The stork, the dog, the tower. I really like how in most decks the tower is just standing in isolation And in this case, it actually is part of a castle of sorts. The garden, the mountain, the ways or the path or whatever. The mice, which is actually just one mouse, and actually it's not really easy to see at first because the eye is drawn more to the stuff on the table, but that's okay. The heart, the ring, the book, the letter, the male figure, the female figure, the lily, the sun, the moon, the key, the fish, the anchor, and the cross. Yeah, so that was it for today. And as I said, it's actually very easy to find online if you're interested. And yeah, I'll see you next time.